Hello and welcome back to Johnnie Bennie Campus News, your go-to source for the latest news and events on campus. I'm Ben Bugby.
And I'm Daisha Gray. We hope that you all had a fantastic and enjoyable Thanksgiving break filled with good food and relaxation.
Things around the campus have been busy coming back from break, so let's dive into this week's top stories. Both campuses have been bustling this week as students and staff begin decorating and preparing for the holidays as campus festivities kick off.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Well, I don't know about everywhere, but it surely is at CSB and SJU. On Monday, many gathered for the annual Christmas tree lighting service in Great Hall, where they enjoyed music, refreshments, and caroling together. The Christmas tree stands at 30 feet and has nearly 18,000 lights. It typically takes the strength of about 12 to 15 people to get the tree through the doors of the Great Hall. The annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony gives the CSB and SJU community the opportunity to reflect on the birth of Jesus Christ, further solidifying the school's Catholic and Benedictine faith. The tree is an absolute beauty. Check it out when you get the chance to partake in this long-standing tradition.
In other news, this Friday, December 1st, is the McNeely Market. McNeely Center will be hosting this year's McNeely Market to showcase the work, product, and services of the CSB SJU students. The market will be held in the Fireside Lounge at CSB from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., where holiday treats and hot chocolate will be provided.
On Friday, December 1st, the annual Joeltown Winter Walk will be held from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Whitby Gift Shop. Not only will coffee and sweetbread be provided, but beautiful music as well. From 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., music by Sister Kim Thuyen Nguyen will be playing with Vietnamese zither, piano, and flute. From 7 to 8 p.m., Christmas music will be played on a harp by Joanna Patton and friends.
Get ready for a night of winter fun at Winter Games Night, hosted by the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement, as well as the Tabletop Gaming Club. This event takes place on Friday, December 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. at O'Connell's at CSB. This event promises an exciting Mario Kart tournament, a variety of board games, and delicious snacks. Don't miss out on the chance to compete and win some spectacular prizes. We'll see you there.
The time-honored tradition of Christmas with St. Ben's and St. John's will be held in the Great Hall at SJU on December 1st at 7:30 p.m. and December 2nd at 2 p.m. Come on down and hear two performances from the CSB SJU Chamber Choir, Men's Choir, and Women's Choir.
Following up on our last show, the 25th Annual Snowflake Shuffle 5K will be held this Saturday, December 2nd, at the Outdoor Athletic Complex. Each participant will be provided with a delightful long-sleeve t-shirt and hot chocolate, as well as some fabulous prizes. The entry fee for this event will be $30, but for students and staff, there will be a $5 discount.
Join the Japanese Bunka Club at the Izerda Community Center at CSB on Saturday, December 2nd from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. for a special onigiri event hosted by the club. Participants will have the opportunity to craft their own traditional Japanese rice balls, a popular dish often featured in media. Don't miss out on this cultural experience and the chance to explore the art of onigiri making.
Join the Office of Sustainability and Spirituality and Social Justice at the Multicultural Center Conference Room for a sustainable holiday event on December 7th at 6 p.m. During the event, different ways to have a sustainable holiday season will be discussed, while making no-sew t-shirt bags to donate to Catholic Charities in St. Cloud. Bring a clean, gently used, and appropriate t-shirt to make your bag. Food and drinks will be provided. And now, let's shift our focus to the weather with Landon Monio for the Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report.
Thanks, Ben, and welcome back to the Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report. I'm Landon Monio, your weather reporter. Let's take a look at the forecast for the weekend. As we leave November, we can expect temperatures to drop slightly with a chance of snow. This Friday will be partly sunny with a high near 32 with a calm wind. A southwest wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour will persist throughout the weekend. Looking into Friday night, skies will be mostly cloudy with a low of 20 degrees. On Saturday, the high will be 33 and mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of snow on Saturday night with a low of 23. Sunday is warmer with a high of 36, but Sunday night the temperatures will dip back down to a low of 20. As we head into December, we can expect this mildly dry weather to continue. And that wraps up your Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report. Remember to stay safe, warm, and enjoy the weekend. Back to you, Benedesha.
Appreciate it, Landon.
My name's Alina Shillo. I am a junior, and I'm an art major, psych minor, and I'm one of the captains of the CSB rugby team. CSB rugby it's a club sport on campus that gives the opportunity for students to be a part of a team and play rugby and learn about the sport. It's such a diverse sport that, really anyone can play it, anyone can learn it, anyone can join it. And you meet a lot of people who aren't in the same major as you, same grade as you. And so just bringing a lot of different students together and playing such a fun sport, I think is a huge part of CSB rugby. I was, looking for a sport or a team that I could join, and rugby came up, and I thought, this is interesting. I get to be a part of a team again. They were super welcoming. They made me feel like family right away, which was super nice. In my third year, as a captain, I just want to give that opportunity to girls as well and make them feel like home and just be, someone that they can look up to. For the younger girls, just being someone they can come to anytime outside of rugby. Because that's kind of what I got in my experience, so I want to give that back to them. Students who are interested in CSB rugby can get involved by reaching out to our social media pages, CSB Rugby on Instagram, CSB Rugby on email, just expressing interest, and we'll make sure that they feel comfortable coming to practices and getting them all the details so that they feel successful.
Moving on, it's time to go over to our sports reporters, Brenny and the Tom, for This Week in Sports.
Thanks, Ben. I'm Brennan Amaris.
I'm Tommy Wardenberg.
And welcome back to the Johnnie Bennie Sports Roundup, your source for updates on Johnnie and Bennie sports. We hope everyone had a relaxing Thanksgiving break. Despite the time off, it was an exciting couple of weeks for CSB SJU as cross-country star Fiona Smith became the first ever CSB runner to win the national championship with one last dominating performance for the Bennies in Newville, Pennsylvania. Already a Bennie and MIAC legend, Fiona Smith had one final box to check off her list of achievements, the national championship, and she was able to get it done on November 18th. Not only did Smith win the national championship, but she also broke the championship record. The senior crossed the finish line first in record time at 19 minutes, 54 seconds, and 1 millisecond. She became the first ever cross-country runner in D3 history to clock sub-20 minutes at the national championships. The senior from Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, is the first three-time cross-country All-American in school history and sixth in MIAC history. And finally, she was able to win the national championship after 2 previous appearances. But this year, she wasn't alone, as fellow senior Annie Kielbasa also qualified for the national championships. Kielbasa, a senior from Stillwater, Minnesota, finished 144th out of 292 runners, with a time of 22 minutes, 49 seconds, and 3 milliseconds. Fiona Smith's performance earned her yet another CSB Athlete of the Week award, as well as the NCAA D3 National Athlete of the Year award in cross country. What a way to end a legendary career at CSB. The national championships marked both runners' final races in cross country at St. Benedict's, and they have a lot to be proud of. Congratulations to both athletes on outstanding CSB cross-country careers. Now over to Tommy for CSB basketball, who won yesterday in Winona.
Bennie basketball blew out St. Mary's University 74-55 Wednesday night. The Bennies were well rested after a week-and-a-half long break. This was due to the game cancellation last Tuesday versus Carleton because unfortunately Carleton was forced to cancel their season due to multiple injuries. Powered by a career of 17 points from sophomore Kira Young and 17 by senior guard Carla Meyer, the Bennies opened up MIAC play with a big win over St. Mary's. Meyer had her 53rd career double-digit scoring game. CSB moved to 3-1 on the year. and the Bennies host Hamlin at home in Clairlynch Hall at 1 p.m. on Saturday, December 2nd. Now back to Brendan with CSB Hockey, who suffered a brutal shootout loss to St. Scholastica on Saturday, November 18th.
The Bennies battled St. Scholastica to a 1-1 tie, but lost in a shootout after 2 scoreless overtimes. It was a tight game as St. Scholastica barely outshot the Bennies 37-34. The Bennies opened the scoring with 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the second period when freshman forward Brooklyn Johnson scored her second career goal. St. Scholastica tied it up with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third period. After a defensive battle, St. Scholastica prevailed in a shootout. The Bennies' next game is on the road tomorrow night against Bethel at 7 o'clock. Wrapping up CSB sports, Tommy will take a look at CSB Swim and Dive, who placed third at Gustavus's Grace Gobler's Invite on Saturday, November 11th.
The Bennies had a 27 top 8 finishes and 8 season bests in St. Peter. They placed third behind host Gustavus Adolphus, who scored 1,298 points, and McAllister, who placed second with 919 points. Senior Emmy Wagner placed third in the 50 free by clocking in a season best of 25 seconds and 30 milliseconds. She also swam in 2 fourth-place relays. In the same event, senior Jossie Larson finished 8th, clocking in out at 26 seconds and 14 milliseconds. CSB Swim and Dive begin their next competition at the Rochester Invite, which begins tonight, November 30th. We'll stay in the pool as we look at the Johnnie Swim and Dive, who also found some success at the Grace Gobler's Invite. The Johnnies totaled 21 top 3 finishes to come in second out of 4 teams. Braden Slavic won 2 events, the 500 and the 1,650-yard freestyle, while also finishing in second in the 400-yard individual medley. The sophomore from Green Isles, Minnesota's time in this 1,650 free is the 7th fastest in the NCAA Division III so far this season. Junior Eli Gabinski and freshman Cody Watts finished first and second respectively in both the 1 and the 3 meter dive. The Johnnies will also be competing in the Rochester Invite this weekend. Now back to Brendan for Johnnie Hockey, who upset number 8 Oswego State 4-2 on Saturday.
After finding themselves down 2 in the second period, the Johnnies scored 4 unanswered goals to win the game in Utica, New York last Saturday. Freshman Jackson Bisson scored his second career goal to start the comeback in the second period. Fellow freshman forward Jack Wanmacher tied the game with his team-leading 4th goal of the season. Parker Nose scored what would be the game winner with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to play. Then junior forward Matt DeRosa sealed the victory with an empty netter with just seconds to go. The Johnnies are now 3-5-1 and will return to MIAC play by hosting Bethel at 7 p.m. tomorrow at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center in St. Cloud. Now Tommy will wrap up with Johnnie basketball, who won comfortably in Collegeville last night.
The Johnnies won their home opener versus St. Mary's 90-64. St. Mary's could have started the buses at halftime in the easy win for the Johnnies. St. John's took hold of the game, making 6 of their 7 final shots, going on a 12-2 run into halftime, up 43-31. The Johnnies extended their lead right away in the second half. At one point, the lead was as much as 31, shooting 71% from the field and 55% behind the arc in the second half. The big lead allowed all 17 players on the roster to play in the home opener, with 13 of the 17 scoring a bucket to help add the W to the win column. Zach Longville led the Johnnies with 14 points, shooting 4 from 5 from the 3. Fellow junior Griffin Russian added 11 points, 6 rebounds, and a career high of 3 blocks. Blake Berg scored 13 points, shooting 6 from 7 from the field. Cooper Vaughn was the 4th Johnnie to record double digits with 10. The Johnnies host Hamlin at 3 p.m. this Saturday, December 2nd in Sexton Arena.
That will wrap up this week's Johnnie Bennie Media Sports Roundup. Good luck to all the Bennies and Johnnies competing this week.
Thanks as always for watching.
Now back to you, Ben and Daisha.
Big thanks to Brendan and Tommy for keeping us in the loop on all things Johnnie Bennie sports.
And that's a wrap for this week's edition of Johnnie Bennie Campus News.
Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to catch us next week for all the latest on updates and campus news and events.
Your support means everything, so be sure to spread the word to your friends about where they can stay connected with Johnnie Bennie Campus News. I'm Ben Bugby.
And I'm Daisha Gray.
Until next week, have an amazing weekend.